Hello and welcome to this introduction to WordPress by BMABA. In this tutorial we're going to walk through some of the key features on the platform, give you some ideas and inspiration on some of its possibilities and functionality, and hopefully convince you this is the right place for you to be building your club website. Now, why WordPress? Well, WordPress itself is an open source, powerful, hugely used, one of the most popular web building tool on earth, CMS, content management system. It can be used for literally anything you name, from a very basic website or blog through to community websites, forums, management platforms, e-commerce, club websites, you name it. The functionality is there, from very straightforward and basic websites through to systems like BMABA's own system. It's all powered by WordPress. It's versatile, secure, and hugely flexible for you as a club. Now, WordPress by BMABA is our proprietary software that takes WordPress one step further. It's like WordPress on steroids. What we've done is we've supercharged the normal WordPress offering with thousands of pounds of premium plugins, themes, and settings, including top-of-the-range hosting that would cost upwards of £600 a month starting price for a fully managed setting with security taken care of, SEO, site tuning, and all the rest of it, log staging, backups, and so on, and lots of other features bundled in. Now, you may be familiar with WordPress by BMABA if you use our Club Manager. So Club Manager by BMABA works on WordPress, which is the core reason we built WordPress by BMABA, for members to have an out-of-the-box platform they could use if they wanted to use a club management system. And if you're looking at, or you have looked at some of our other videos on the club management system, you'll be familiar with the Club Manager icon here and the admin dashboard up here. So WordPress hosts that club management platform by BMABA, and it works seamlessly in the background there without affecting the front-end theme. For the purpose of this video, I want to show you this bit. This is what we call the back end, or the administrator end of WordPress. And I'm going to constantly flick between this window here and the window I've got in the background, which is the front end of the website. Now, you can access the front end here from the back end at the top. But you'll notice the admin bar follows me in. So this isn't a true reflection of the website. It should update in real time in the same way. But to be absolutely certain I'm looking at the website as a member of the public who isn't logged in would see it, I want to always be looking at the changes I make in real time in a browser that doesn't have me logged into the website. So incognito, in private browsing, a different browser, whatever you want to do. But it's really important you do get that accurate reflection of how your site looks to the public and that you're testing your site before it goes live. I cannot stress that enough. Golden rule of web development, always test before you put members into the system, because it will just confuse things. Now, consider this the showroom demonstration of the Ferrari. We're going to walk around the outside of the vehicle, have a little look. We're going to climb into the driver's seat, turn the engine on, have a little listen. There's lots of other tutorials and videos we've got for you which will take you on that test drive and help you make use of the functionality. But in this initial video, I want to hopefully have you leave it convinced that WordPress is worth the learning curve. And it's not a steep learning curve. It can look a bit overwhelming to begin with, but like most things we do in BMABA, we have a huge resource of tools, and clubs can pick and choose which bits they want to use and what they don't want to use. And it's the same with WordPress. It's a hugely powerful platform, but if you just want a basic website, that's totally fine, you can do. But likewise, that same website can evolve into an all singing and dancing system like BMABA's own systems that are largely powered by WordPress, just as the BBC and lots of other organisations and corporations around the world who trust WordPress for all their innovation. Okay, so this is the out-of-the-box default theme. It's not very attractive, as you can see. It's because a certain editor that comes with WordPress has been disabled. So I'm going to show you how quickly this can start to look like a nice, professional, clean club website and how fast you can keep it up to date with the basics. And perhaps we'll have a little look at e-commerce and bringing a shop into it, and give you some inspiration on how fast you might be able to get the site your club needs for the future, whether that's a basic 3-page website with some information or a full integration with our club management platform, an e-commerce shop, a forum, and all the rest of it. I'm going to keep flicking between these two windows, so just bear in mind the black incognito browser here is the public view, and obviously this white one here is the back-end administrative view. WordPress is powered by keyly by two things, themes and plugins. Themes you can think of as skins or appearance settings, and plugins give special functionality to a website in terms of what it can do above and beyond the out-of-the-box solution. So we're going to start looking at themes because this visual appearance here isn't what we want. So in WordPress, here we go, just scroll down to appearance and go to themes. And you'll see we've curated hundreds of premium themes for clubs to use. Now, most of these are paid solutions. We have licenses for anything that prompts you for licensing. We've got everything from e-commerce to preset gym and martial arts themes through to some of the more basic WordPress themes. Now, for the sake of the demonstration, I'm going to work off some of the default WordPress themes because typically they're very flexible and they're perfect for websites, perhaps not too content heavy. So let's look here at this striking theme here, 2020. I'm going to activate. And we're going to refresh the front end of the website to show you how fast you can start to get from this fairly drab initial offering to a website that looks quite nice and professional. And straight away now you'll see the start of a website that actually looks quite appealing. Now once you've made that initial switch to the theme, you can customize here, or under appearances you can go to customize. Some themes have dedicated theme options panels with extra functionality, but let's just work here for now. So you see it's very easy to scroll through lots of different content and settings. So for example, the background color, let's imagine we want to make it a green. Header and footer, maybe you want to make it a slightly off-white. Appreciate some of the colors here aren't perhaps the most design friendly, but you'll see here, I'm just doing this to show you that just a summary, I suppose, of how fast you can make changes in the customizer that will really, really change the feel of the website itself. So let's just have a little look here. Let's change it to a nice green color and you'll see where that works in a moment. Menus. So you see here we have a menu at the moment set. We can add items to it, either existing pages we have, products if we've set products up, posts, or we can set our own specific places too. Widgets. So these sit at the bottom here. So you see we have a generic, we're registered here. And it is as simple as effectively using it visual editor, as I say. It's changes happen in real time. It's very easy to use. So let's imagine we want to add perhaps the product basket to the bottom as well. Well, there's the basket. Maybe we want to hide it if it's empty. And you'll see these changes are happening in real time without any skill required. For now, we'll delete that. We don't want that one. And then you'll see it's all updating as I go. So I'm not having to think twice about this. Homepage settings. Well, let's change it from a blog setting where it's showing latest news to a static page. And let's imagine we want our club timetable to be the front page of the website where you first land when you hit our site. And you'll see that's the green I said a moment ago. And that's a club timetable. Now, not that visually appealing at this moment, but we'll come to that in a moment and show you how easy it is to change the feel of that. So let's imagine we actually want to change some of the colouring here because it's a little bit putrid. So let's put this back to a nice, just slightly off white. And this green, let's just change the colour of the green to something perhaps, again, a little less in your face. And we'll make it a striking green, but make it a little bit more opaque. Sorry, a little less opaque. There we are. And let's imagine that's us done. We publish the changes. And as quick as the site was set up, we now refresh and all those changes are instantly live. So there's no messing around with application, there's no coding, there's no skill required, it's all ready to go and it's live and showing. Now, in addition to the theme editor, its customization itself, obviously some themes have huge amounts of customization available. What we want to do is just take a look at where the menu sits and see how we can customize that. So under appearance, we're going to go to menus. And in here, it's very straightforward. You can create a new menu here. I've obviously created a basic one already, and I've applied it to certain places. So let's imagine that's all we want to keep on our main menu here, but we want to have a larger menu hidden away for those who spend a bit longer on the website. Well, that's fine. Let's create a new menu. We're going to call it a side menu. I'm going to save that. And now I'm going to say it's going to be on the desktop expanded menu. And you'll see I have the option to add pages I've already created. We have custom links. I want to put custom links in. So, you can put any URL in there and you might want to say parent articles. We can put in WooCommerce, so e-commerce things. Perhaps we want to put payment methods in there, for example. I'll just show you where this nests in. And maybe we'll have a logout option as well. We save the menu here. And again, as fast as we refresh, once it's saved on the back end, which is rapid, you'll find that now sets into the main menu as well. Nice and easy. And if you were to click into it, it would take you to that URL. Obviously, we're not logged in, but it shows how fast it's there. Okay, so what next? Well, we want to edit pages, don't we? So if we come down the left-hand side, WordPress consists of really two core places. Pages, which are permanent web pages, actual static pages in the website, and posts, which are dynamic because they're normally news items or articles or journal entries, and they're time-based normally. So I'll show you the two interactions and how they differ. So if I start on pages and look at all pages, now here's what's already default into the website. Some of this comes from the tutorial on the Club Manager setup. So let's imagine actually we don't want the timetable to be the front page. We want to create a new page. So we add a new page at the top. And let's imagine it's going to be our home page. So do we want it to be a cover template, which is this large cover here, or a normal page? Well, let's say we want it to be a cover template because it's our home page. Now, WordPress is already thinking about the SEO here, so I can go into this and change what Google sees. So rather than home page, we can say and we can actually tell Google how we want it to look. Just part of the scale and ability you have here in WordPress for those of you who want to take it a step further. But for now, let's keep it quite basic. So this is the basic editor. And you'll see here, it's very easy. We can go to distraction-free mode if you want to take it to a full screen experience. We have the ability to drop in text as well if you wish, if that's what you'd like to put in for coding, for those of you who have a more advanced understanding. But initially, we might just want to put some basic text in. So, humor me, I'll speed the video up for this. I'm just going to put a bit of generic text in just for the sake of padding out the content. Okay. Now we've done that, we're going to just format it slightly. Again, I'm not sure quite why you'd want to format it in this way, but just to give you an idea on some of the basic features you have here available to you when you're building content. You'll see here it's very easy to edit like this. It's not taking any time or thought on my part. And I'm just going to put a little bit more formatting just for the sake of showing you. Okay, let's imagine that was our site down. Maybe we want to pop an image in. So this is the basic editor, and we've got a very detailed article actually on editors that we can look at in a later article that break down some of the power functions, if you like. Let's imagine we want to pop that in there as well. We're in the center. So what I'm hoping you're seeing here is, and I'm going to publish, how fast and easy it is to put together content that looks great. It's pre-styled when it goes onto the website. So what I'm going to do is, because we want this homepage to actually be a homepage, either from the appearance and customize or settings and our website settings, we can go in there, either of them, and change how WordPress is going to have our homepage. So now we can put our homepage on, save those changes, and now when I refresh the homepage, you'll see the homepage is here, and there's our content, and it's pre-formatted for us in a really nice, easy to read way. And let's imagine, well, this screen we want to actually have a club image on here. So if I just go back to the article I've been, or the page I've been creating, it's very easy to change this. So we don't want to say homepage, we want to say welcome. Maybe behind that green we want to put our image on there. So let's imagine we've got a lovely image of some striking on the beach. We'll get update. And once we change that, suddenly you'll see the beginnings of an actually very visually attractive website. Content's easy to read, it's nice and professional, we've got our label, we've got all our content on the side. If you use things like our student portal, our club management platform, it's there, the shop's there, timetable. So out of the box, you've actually almost now got a fully functioning website. Now you can create as many pages as you want, you can link them up to the menu or not, it's entirely up to you if you want to have content reach easy to reach or not. So for example, maybe you'd like to have one about the club. Let's put a quick page together and link it up on the menu. Okay. Okay. So I've published this page with lots of well thought out content on it about the club. But if I refresh here, you'll notice it's not on the main menu just yet because we haven't added it. Well, actually, in this case, we've actually added it automatically. So let's imagine we actually don't want it on the main menu sat like that. So what I'm going to do is go to Appearances and Menus, and I'll show you why that's automatically gone up there as well. You'll see here, if I switch back to the main menu, and it's telling me where that main menu is, it's the horizontal desktop menu, which is this one here. I've got it set to automatically add new top level pages. So if I have a quick look at pages here, top level means pages which aren't a child theme, so a child page. So for example, this is currently sat, you'll see it's not next to anything else. If I quick edit and I nest it under the parent under the home page, I update, that now makes it a child page. You'll see it's got the dash, it tells us it's not the top level, root level, top on its own, it's actually nested. So it's very useful for categorization. And refreshing will help update the website. So once that cache clears, you'll see this dropping off because it's no longer a top level page. But let's imagine now we've unticked this. We want to move it, so we're going to put it underneath, put it under timetable, and let's save the menu. And we can start to tidy up that menu and customize it as well and make it feel a little bit more like we want it to. So, and there's that page we just created. So this is obviously a very basic website, but it's perfectly functional if you want a fairly easy to edit, light on content setup, and you're not looking to have something too out of the box, time consuming to set up. I'm going to show you some more interesting ideas in a moment. Just to show you, back to the appearances and themes, how fast we can change this entire visual setup with a click of the mouse. So let's imagine we don't like this theme anymore, we want to change the feel of the website. Let's imagine we want to work on the 2019 theme. If we activate and then we refresh our site, what you'll find is all the content is safe, but the new theme will apply itself and need a little bit more customization. So if I go back to the home page, you'll see now it's still taking the image we had set previously. It's still got the menu, it's still got the content, but it's styled slightly differently because the theme is styled differently. So again, you'd go to Customize, and you make those changes and make it your own. And this is just showing you how fast and easy it is to constantly edit the feel of the website, the colors, the scheme, the font, the settings, everything about the website itself can be fully edited in real time. So if I was to change it there and refresh, you'll see that drop straight into the website once it's saved. There we are. And it takes effect. So that's just a very quick one to show you. I'm going to go back to the theme we were working on previously, but that's just to show you how versatile it is in the sense that once you've made the content and you've set some of the key parameters like what happens on the pages and the shop and everything else, you can still make huge visual changes as your site or club evolve without worrying about losing all the content and having to build again like you would do on some of the more basic drag and drop site builders out there. So let's reactivate the 2020 theme we were using previously, and we'll refresh in a moment when that takes effect and we'll see it drop back in. There we go, back to the site we were working on just a moment ago. Now in terms of these pages, you might say, well, that editor was very basic and actually you want to do something a bit more impressive. Well, that's where plugins come in. So if I go to plugins on the left hand side here, now plugins are a bit like modifications for a car. What you don't want to do is bolt on a million modifications because it's going to impact on performance, just like it would if you put 3 tons worth of modifications onto a Vauxhall Astra. But what we have got is an enormous array of premium plugins here that you can use freely. Now some of them will ask you for licenses when they go live, that's fine. You can drop on and ask us to activate the license if it's prompting you for that. We only have a couple always loaded based on security settings and what's needed, but you don't have to use those. So let's imagine, well, let's look at a couple of different editors, shall we? Let's start with down the bottom here, WP Bakery, Visual Composer. I'm just going to activate this. I'm going to show you how activating one plugin can change the entire functionality of your website for the better. So if I go back to pages now, let's imagine I want to create a new page. And we're going to create a page about the club's history. Now I'm going to make it a full width template. I'm going to nest it as a child under the welcome page. I'm going to publish. Now you'll see here this plugin's gone live now. It's telling me here it's live, and you'll see it's here as well. I can see it in the back end. Now rather than building this basic editor here, which is fine if you've just got content, I'm going to go to the front end editor, which is what everyone always asks and says, well, I want to work visually, I want to see it. Well, here we are. Okay, so what do we want? Do we want the default layout, which takes the theme's header and footer? That's this bit up the top and this bit at the bottom. Or do we want a completely blank layout, like a sales funnel, for example, where we can do everything? Well, let's keep it simple and go for a default layout. Just loading. And with that activation of just one, you'll see now the club history is there. I can start adding elements. Let's imagine a text block. Well, text block's nice and simple. So you see the text block pop in here. We can put the content in. We can edit it in the same way we were doing a moment ago. But what you'll notice is in the editor now, we have the ability to change the formatting quite incredibly. Now, note that I haven't done any coding at the moment. I'm not doing anything complicated. I'm literally just dragging the content to where I want it to be on the page. And with that plugin is fundamentally changing the way the website works. And there's a huge amount of add-ons I can put into here now, from images to message boxes to products to tags, Google Maps, call to action. Let's imagine you want to prompt someone to sign up. Well, that's fine. Here we go. And what I want you to think about is how fast you could get your head around this, because there's options here. I could work straight out of the box with some basics, but I'm just playing with a few basic bits and pieces. I'm going to save those changes. Let's add a button on as well. Imagine we want the button to go to this student portal here, so I'll take the URL, pop it in. I want a 3D button as well. I'm going to keep it square, make the button white. Save, and you'll watch this change now. There we are. And obviously I haven't lined the button up, but just for a demonstration. But if I now update, you'll see it's changed and it's saved successfully. And if I go back to my menu now, appearances and menus, I'm going to link that one up because it's going to be showing under my pages. So now I go to, you'll see if I go to view all, club history is there. Add to menu. So what I'm hoping you see, it's very intuitive, very simple to use. If I save that menu now and I refresh my website, it's there in real time. And that's the new content you've just created in 30 seconds showing up. And obviously it's a slightly different layout because I've now put it together using that WP Bakery builder, but there it is, there's that form. And you can edit it further. And the possibilities here are literally endless in terms of what's on here. We have so much available to you in the plugins that adds this sort of functionality. And you know, it's just so easy to work with. It's so easy to work with. And you can even test how it looks on your students' phones or tablets or anything else. So the settings are just tremendous. And we've gone from that very basic setup we first looked at, which was a horrid looking site, to something that's starting to resemble more of an actual club website. Now we've got a separate video on those page editors because there are a couple of key ones. You've got WP Bakery and you have Elementor. I'd strongly encourage you to look at that video which does the comparison because we go into a bit more depth. To finish this, what I want to show you now is the post functionality. So let's set up a page to be our posts page. I'm going to go to page, add new. One of the best ways of bringing new students into your club is to post quality content. You link it up to your Facebook pages and everything else. So let's imagine we want to go to news and views. We're going to make it a journal. I'm just going to publish. I don't need any content right now because what I'm going to do is go to the settings in WordPress, either again, if you remember, edit, appearance and customize, or settings in general. And I'm going to designate this page as a posts page. And I'm going to save. And I'm going to say I don't want to see the full excerpt. I want to see a small excerpt. I don't want to see the full text, just a small one. I'm going to save that change. And I'm going to refresh my menu and pop that link onto the header so it's on the menu. News and views. You see it's telling you it's a post page. It's very easy to find. Let's imagine that was my first thing I wanted, and I want to change the name. Maybe I want to call it blog. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. News, updates, something like that. Now when I save this and I refresh, and I click on blog, because I've told the site this is now our blog page, you'll see there's a post there. Well, rather than pages on the left in the admin here, I'm going to go to posts and show you again how powerful WordPress is. Now there's one dummy post there. Let's scrap it and make two demo ones just for the sake of showing you how fast it is to update news. So let's imagine you want to categorize your posts. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but that's fine. But we might want to call it Parents Corner. So this might be for our parents. And maybe we want to have one reactions. Reactions and views. Maybe you're going to write some really thought-provoking thoughts on martial arts and self-defense. Well, let's add a new post and let's just put some in. I'm just going to do the same again, just fill it with this really basic text just for the sake of showing you how that looks when it's built into content. So imagine we've got a nice post in there. We can format it in the usual way. We're going to say it's reactions and views. Maybe you want to add tags to help your members find similar things. Maybe you want to put Aikido, self-defense. You can change the template, but we're going to have the standard template, and let's put an image on. So I'm going to drag from my computer an image, a new image. And as easy and as fast as I've done that, I'm going to just set the featured image. If you're feeling up to it, you can put in the SEO, but otherwise it will do it for you. And I'm going to publish that post. And I'm just going to publish one more. Again, imagine we've got a nice, lengthy, well thought through content here. Let's put another image on. Drag that again from my computer, or you can upload from here. Set that featured image. And I'm just going to publish. I'm not going to bother putting it in Parents Corner, I'm going to leave it floating. Now if I refresh this blog post, what you'll see is it dynamically updates. And again, a really nice visual introduction. Now you see here it's got the full article shown. We don't want that to be the case. We want to have it an excerpt only, and we can change the way this works from here and a few other settings. I'm not going to do it now, but you can have it so only the first paragraph shows to entice someone to read, but when they click into the article they'll get the full article showing with a nice big visual image if you have an image. If not, it's fine, and the content, and they can leave comments for you to interact with. And it just feeds in the same normal way. And this is totally separate to your pages. So once you've set your pages up, they might not change very regularly. But what you can do is jump in here, new post, and at any time you have a thought, you could just say, for example, now you could be using WordpressbyBMABA for this if you want a members only grading post, but otherwise. And without having to do anything else, you have a link now that you could copy and paste onto your parents' Facebook group if you have one. You can search by category and see some of the content you've got in there, but the content is showing for you there. Now the final thing I wanted to show you for a bit of inspiration is the possibilities with the e-commerce side that built into this. And you'll see we have a shop here. Now there's no products in here because I've just set it up. That's fine. We're going to go to WooCommerce here. Now this is where all your orders and settings are. You'll see we're using this for Club Manager by BMBA, so we're going to have some transactions in there where we have people checking out on their memberships. But we're going to look at it from a product perspective. So let's imagine you want to sell a belt. And again, this isn't a full tutorial. We've got plenty of in-depth ones. I'm just going to show you. So imagine something along those lines. Let's drop a generic image in for the product image and put some belts in there. Set that as the image. Again, categories, well, maybe we want to call this uniform. I mean, again, this is a fairly benign example, but just for the sake of showing you how easily versatile it is and how you don't have to do it, but you can if you wish. And you'll see down here we have now the ability to make it virtual, downloadable. If you want to give content away, like ebooks is a very good one to use. Otherwise, the regular price, let's make it 25, but reduce it to 20. You can set it to be in stock. You can give lots. You can set limited one per customer. You can set shipping classes if you want to have it post and packaging, link products, attributes, you name it, it's in here. But let's keep it nice and straightforward for now and publish. Now the blessing of WordPress is it's doing the lifting for you, in the sense you just create that product and the theme and the site take care of presenting it in the most beautiful way that works without you having to constantly add it in manually. So you'll see now, even on this default theme, grading pack, and you click into it. What's the user experience? Was nice and clear. Maybe we want to add a short description to it as well. And you'll see this is the really the key with WordPress. Save. And when I update that, you'll see now there's a nice little description under here. But let's imagine we want to add 5 to the basket, where mum, dad, auntie, granny, whatever it might be. And the site now has that functionality for a beautiful, seamless checkout process. And you'll see when you're clicking through here. Now, this is going to take you to the checkout here. There's the ability to customize it so it goes into Club Manager. And then we have our payment options. Again, I haven't set up a debit or credit card here, purely because we're using Club Manager by BMABA for that in this example. But as simple as you've done that, you can then have this set up to have the account ready to go as a fully working e-commerce store. Now, we've only been doing this for the best part of 30 minutes, and that's me clicking through very, very slowly, showing you the features and really talking the hind legs of a donkey in terms of some of its core features. What I'm hoping you'll see that is if you knew your way around it, even with guesswork, and you are welcome to click around, explore, delete, play around, break things, we can help you fix things. There's nothing we couldn't do. If it's a test site with dummy data, we can wipe it and let you start again if you want to have a couple of goes at blank canvassing it. But what I'm hoping you're going to see there is the ability, in less than 20 minutes, if you're just working through it yourself, to set up a fully functioning, beautiful club website with all the content you need, with a shop, with timetables which show live class schedules where parents and students can look at your classes if you're using Club Manager by BMBA and see the details of what those classes look like and who's booked onto it. And anything else you can dream up, whether it's blogs and news or some of the many other functionalities we have built in, including forums and community posts and so much more. It's easily manageable in there. And of course, if you do take it to the next level and you spend another half an hour, you can integrate for free Club Manager by BMBA, and in doing so, in addition to this, you'll be able to have a student portal which your parents and students can log into, and when logged in, they can access a huge wealth of members-only content and notices and various other bits and pieces that is otherwise hidden behind that paywall. So that's a very brief introduction, just to get your creative juices flowing and to give you a very rough overview of WordPress by BMBA and some of the potential usage for you. Please do explore the other videos and tutorials we have on this, because we're going to walk through some of the features in finer detail and try and guide you through some of the big questions about how to get started. And like most things, if you start right, it's very easy to build on, but it's never too late to go back and change it. You can at any point scrap it, change it, start again, add bits to it, and so on and so forth.